Hello, everyone. I will, I will wait to introduce UCIC when I have my slides up, but it's wonderful to be here and we're looking forward to a really good session.
Yeah. So I think we may wait for a few minutes
Give it like
before.
another 2 more minutes. Think
Yeah.
there's people coming in already very soon. Just one moment. Thank
Yeah.
you. For the agents is already there. Maybe do feel free to grab some coffee or grab some refreshments.
A bit late for coffee here in New Zealand.
Oh goodness, because I mean, yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, I forgot that because I'm so used to the Australian time zone. Now it's New Zealand. Oh yeah, New Zealand is going to be a lot more, lot more later on. So it's a good thing that it's a good thing that this is arranged in the morning here in Southeast Asia.
Yeah. It's 10 a.m. in Vietnam, 11 a.m. in Malaysia.
And four in the afternoon here, almost done for the day.
Yeah.
So it was just perfect for you, Ian.
Absolutely perfect.
Yep. One more presentation, then a few work, then we can wrap up for the day. Oh, for any agents who have already attended, let's say if you guys have any questions, please feel free to put them in the Q&A box here as well. So if you have any questions during the presentation, let's say after the presentation, there will be a Q&A where we will have the time to answer all of your inquiries. I think we can give it a start. All right, Jamie, give it a go.
Yep. So can you see my screen right now?
Yes, we can.
Yes. So again, thank you everyone for your time joining me today. So most of our agent today come from South Asia, and I also responsible for South Asia. And thank you, Ian, for joining me today for UCIC session. So we are the second audit university in New Zealand. In 2024, we have got 150 years of history in teaching and research. So actually, we University of Canterbury, we have strength in research and practical. But recently, we focusing a lot on practical because we know what international student looking for. So actually, when they come to New Zealand, they are looking for a job. And right now, you see, we are ranked second in New Zealand for employability. It means if you are looking for a job and for long-term career in New Zealand or Australia, University of Canterbury will be a really good option for your for your career. So New Zealand currently is really growing destination when Canada and Australia they are cutting down the quota for international students. So we are located in Christchurch, the second largest city in New Zealand and the biggest city in South Island, with a combination very well between nature and modern. So Christchurch is a modern city, but you can see like we have a lot of large park in the center of Christchurch. So it means it's very suitable for your student who like either outdoor activity or indoor activity. So we for New Zealand we are very peaceful and we got really high ranking. So for Christchurch in 2024, we award to be the happiest city in New Zealand and ranked 32nd in New Zealand as the 32nd in the world for the happiest. So one of the unique selling point for Christchurch is about the cost of living. So we are the second largest city, but the cost of living is around 17% cheaper than Auckland and 19% cheaper than Wellington. It means like students can save a lot of money, especially for accommodation. So normally in Auckland, students have to pay around 300 per week for for accommodation, but in Christchurch it will be around 170 to 180 New Zealand dollar per week for international students. So we have on-campus accommodation or private rental. It will depend on what lifestyle you want. If you want to be if you want to stay close to the campus, you can choose the on campus accommodation. Or otherwise, if you want a little bit privacy, you can go for private rental. So at University of Canterbury, we have 7 faculty from art to business school. And for engineering, we are recognized by Engineering New Zealand, and student after study 4 years at University of Canterbury, your degree will be awarded by Washington Accord. And for UC Business School, we are the top 1% of business school that got the Triple Crown accreditation. And we are very proud that in 2025, we still rank second in New Zealand for employability. So it means if your student, we for University of Canterbury, we are confident that we got a lot of things to offer. If you, we have been proved by our ability in research, because for engineering, for civil engineering in 2013, we have been ranked 19 in the world for the engineering. So with a very we are very small university, but we have been ranked until 19 in the world for the engineering in terms of research. But recently, we want to focus more on practical, so our students can can get a job right after they graduate. So for entry requirement, with a different, so for students from different countries, they got the different entry requirement. But in general, for A level and IB, we will have the common entry requirement. But for the student come from Indonesia, it will be SMA 85%, and for Thailand will be the Matayom 6 with average of 3.2, and Laos, Cambodia, Myanmar student will need to get IB diploma or A level, or otherwise after your local high school, student can go for UCIC, UC International College. That we will discover more later. And for Vietnam, it will be the GPA 8.0 out of 10 in each of the best 4 subjects. So recently, we have 2 intake per year, is February and July. And I think right now, if you are having application for July, you can start upload it and send it to Yes Education. So we will assist you in some fast track to get the offer to be able to meet the July intake. For postgraduate, will be mostly completion of bachelor with minimum 70%. And for English requirement for undergraduate will be IELTS 6.0 and IELTS 6.5. BT will be from 50 to 58 for from undergraduate to postgraduate. And for UC student support, we have let me check this. So we have more than 180 plus club to join. So you see right now we have biggest community in New Zealand, and we are the only university has UC association, UCSA. You can see it right here, UCSA. So we have the own building for UCSA. That means we really care on connecting our international student and local student. Also, we want to equip our student with necessary soft skill by joining club and community on campus. For UC program, we offer more than 120 qualification. I think right now the only program we don't offer is about if your student are aiming to become a doctor. in New Zealand. So that's the only program we don't offer. Otherwise, with our strength in business, engineering, science, so UC will be a really good destination for your student. So I will come detail in business. So for business, your student will study Bachelor of Commerce. If your students study Bachelor of Commerce, you can choose up to 2 majors. So double major is available. Example, if your student want to study accounting, they can choose another major in economic or finance. So it will be the combination of accounting and economic. Or maybe if your student want to study information system, Bachelor of Commerce with the major in information system, you can combine with international business or management. And also student can choose another 1 minor. So total will be 2 major and 1 minor. It's really good for your student when they graduate and they got a different major, so they can have the variety for your student after graduate. One of the things very special about business graduate and postgraduate program, so we do have some conversion master degree that does not require relevant background. It means we are welcoming all your students from different background. Example, you can see right here, we are Master of Business Information System, 16 months right here. So it means your student don't need information system background. Your student can come from education background or business background or any background. And they still can study business information system. And even if your student don't have background in accounting, they also can study professional accounting. So that's what we can offer for your student. And right now we have a lot of international students. They are looking for conversion master, so they can easily to get a job in New Zealand after graduate. Next is engineering. So one of our top program, and I can say we are top one in offering engineering in New Zealand right now. And we are the first college in New Zealand that offering engineering. So for engineering, student will study Bachelor of Engineering 4 years. It will be different from Bachelor of Commerce. So Bachelor of Commerce is only 3 years, but engineering will be 4 years. And student can choose the major in chemical or civil, computer, and electrical engineering. What I know from our faculty right now is for engineering, employability right now is around 96%. So it means if your student can graduate and successfully getting a Bachelor of Engineering with honor, so a job offer in New Zealand is guaranteed. So a lot of our students right now, they are looking for civil engineering, electrical engineering, and mechanical engineering right now. So I can quick show you a median base salary by field. It will be from 95% until 150, 95,000 and until 150,000 per year for a job within engineering. So currently, if you we are so familiar with the green list of occupation. So actually, right now, all of the job offer when you finish engineering, it will be in green list. So you can see construction, project manager, civil engineer, and structural engineer. For master in engineer, so you will need a background. So it means your bachelor degree must be in engineering. So you can say Master of Engineering is only 1 year. It's very fast, but you will need the background in engineering. And it's only 1 year program, and it's industry focused, and it's designed to meet the need for technical manager in New Zealand. Next will be science. So for Bachelor of Science, we also offer double major. So what I can see from our international students, normally they will choose computer science or financial engineering. Some students choose to study only single major, but the other they are looking for double major. So normally they will combine with psychology and the computer science. But if your students are looking for to become a data scientist, we have the Bachelor of Data Science its own, and it's also a 3-year program, and we have different major from business analytics, data science, or about the computational linguistics. Also, one of the highlight here is about Master of Applied Data Science, with the duration from 12 months to 19 months. So for Master of Applied Data Science, this program also does not require relevant background. It means if your student come from different background from data science, maybe education, teaching, business, they still can study data science. For those who've already got the background in data science, they can study 12 months. But for those not, they have to study 19 months. But it's a chance for you because quite just right now in IT hub of New Zealand, we have a lot of job offer in ICT in quite just right now, with the number of international students in quite just is still very low, so it will less competitive for your student if they study in Australia or Canada. So it could be a good option for you. Next will be UC education. So for education, normally if you are looking to be a teacher in New Zealand or Australia, you can study Bachelor of Teaching and Learning with 2 major in early childhood or primary education. And for Master of Teaching and Learning, it will be primary and secondary endorsement, but the English requirement will be IELTS 7.0. A very new program of UCE Bachelor of Digital Screen with honor is a 4-year program with major from animation to cinematic and game development. We have really good facility, and we have a new build lab for international students to get a real project to make them familiar with the industries. Next will be UC Health. So for Bachelor of Health Science, normally it's not a job offer that can lead you to be a doctor, but if you want to working in health science in general, or if you are looking to become a nurse in New Zealand, you can choose the Master of Health Science Professional Practice in nursing right here. So Bachelor of Health Science will be 3 years. Master of Health Science in nursing will be 1 to 2 year duration. Next will be Bachelor of Art, very general program, but I always recommend international students that if you are looking for a job in New Zealand, you should focusing on some bachelor that's dedicated in the major. Like, if you want to work in finance, you should study Bachelor of Commerce. If you want to become engineering, but if your student want to study something about political science and international relations, they can study under Bachelor of Art. Bachelor of Product Design is 3-year program, and they can choose the major from game design or formulation design or product design. For fee at University of Canterbury in 2025, it will be from 22,000 up to 45,000. It's different from every program. Okay, so for UC accommodation, I will have a quick one. So for UC accommodation, normally it will be priority for first-year student. So if your students study first year and then the second year, so they will need to move out and then apply back if they want to stay at UC accommodation at the second year. And the fees will be around 170 New Zealand dollar per week. And you can have a lot of options for self-cutter or fully cutter. I can show you a quick picture about the room on our UC accommodation. And then this part will be presented by Ian, but for my last slide, I will quickly talking about the UCIC and UC scholarship. So right now we have offer scholarship from 4,000 up to 15,000 for undergraduate and postgraduate. And then we do have the dedicated scholarship for Southeast Asian students from 5,000 to 10,000. But you have to apply for it. How to apply? You will need to have a conditional offer letter or a full offer letter, and then student will go to My UC. It's a platform for international students and apply by themselves. But if your student studying in business, if your student studying the program within UC business school, they can get the automatic college scholarship up to 12,000. So for Bachelor of Commerce, they can get 4,000 in the first year, and then they can renew the scholarship if they get the B plus average in the year 2 and year 3. And if your students study master in business, like master business information system, master business, and master professional accounting, they can get automatically 6,000 US dollar scholarship deduct right to the tuition fee. That what we are offering for international students right now. And for engineering and international first year in general, we have the scholarship is 15,000, but your student also had to apply for it directly on My UC. So I hope it can cover um a few things about UC, because I know it's based on case by case a lot when you are dealing with your student. And next, I would like to give it over to Ian for your for the presentation about UCIC. Yeah.
Thank you, Jamie. Let me share my screen. How's that?
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so just quickly, so I'm Ian McDonald. I'm the director of recruitment and admissions at UC International College. And UC International College is a pathway college for the University of Canterbury. All of our students currently pathway directly into the University of Canterbury. UC International College is part of the Navitas network. I'm sure most of you will know of Navitas, a global company that specializes in teaching international students and preparing them for success as they progress in their studies. So we have students from all over the world studying with us, except for New Zealanders. We only teach international students, but we have students, as I said, from all over the world, mostly from Asia and within the wider Asia Pacific. We have a fair number of students. About half of our students are from China, and the other half are spread around Southeast Asia, um, and then into South Asia and the Middle East. So we're located on the University of Canterbury campus. Our buildings are part of UC. Our students are in every way UC students, um, and they enjoy all of the benefits of the UC campus. Uh, as I said, we're a pathway college, so we focus on preparing students and um, helping them on their journey as they go from overseas study into the New Zealand education system, and then specifically into the University of Canterbury. And excuse me, all students, um, they experience a lot of change. It's the step from high school into university study, no matter where you're from and no matter what country you're doing it in, is a very major step. You go from being very well supported by your teachers in high school, living every day with the same group of students in a small class setting. Um, and for the most part, the students are living at home, and so they have mom and dad looking after them and making sure that they're doing what they need to be doing to be successful. And then students transfer into a university setting, and in the university, they're in classes that might be 1,000 or more students in a class. They're living on a campus with 15,000 students. And if they're international students, they're living away from home, and they're on their own a little bit, and that adjustment takes a little bit of time to get used to. And so UCIC is set up to help our international students to adjust, to adapt, and to build confidence and skills that are necessary to be successful at university. So we have courses where, uh, as part of the program, we embed some English language and study skills teaching. Um, Obviously, international students, for the most part, if they're coming from Asian countries, English is their second language, and it takes a bit of time to adjust. But also the approach to teaching, the expectation of students to be active, to ask questions, to participate, um, is a new experience for students often. So we have small classes. Our class sizes are, maybe up to 30 students, certainly not 300 or more. And so students are, they're a person, we know them. We know if they're here, we know if they're not here, we know if they're being successful and engaging well with the teaching, and we can chase them up and encourage them and make sure that they're on the right path to success. As I said, we're located on the UC campus, and so our students have access to all of the clubs, the library, the gym, the health services, all of that. They're given a UC student card, and they're treated exactly the same way that all of the other UC students are, with the exception of they're taking courses and classes with us. Um, I said we recruit students from all over Asia and the South Pacific. Um, we have enough variety in our classes that English is the language of communication in our school. Um, there's if you want to be able to talk to everybody, it's English that is used, and we really do encourage students to develop those skills because at the end of the day, for students who struggle with English language, they're going to struggle in classes regardless of their ability in the subject material because they need to be able to communicate. And then the last thing, and Jamie sort of touched on it, New Zealand is a really beautiful country. It's a great place to study. It's a great place for students. There's a really good work-life balance, and we not only support students as they're learning, but we also support them in their lives. We have student buddies, we have student council, we have um, student support staff who are always looking at sort of social activities and supporting students in their life as well as their student life. A couple of pictures. The background of my Zoom here is one of the original University of Canterbury buildings from the original a university that was started by professors of Oxford and Cambridge, and that old campus. The original campus looks, I can tell you, because I've visited both Oxford and Cambridge. It looks like a university really should look like, doesn't it? And then the other picture here is of Mount Cook, which is the tallest mountain in New Zealand and is only a 3 or 4 hour drive from Christchurch. But in that mountain range, you can get to the mountains for skiing or hiking or climbing only about an hour's drive from the university campus. So it's a beautiful place to live. We're very lucky, spoiled. Jamie's talked a little bit about this already, so I'll just be very, very quick. But I think one of um, the real telling, um, facts about Christchurch at the moment is that the university's domestic New Zealand student body is growing more rapidly than any other university in New Zealand. So local New Zealanders recognize um, the city of Christchurch as a really attractive place to be living and to be studying. For international students, it's an international hub. We have an international airport where you can fly directly, as Jamie said, soon from Vietnam, but certainly at the moment from China, uh, from Singapore, directly into Christchurch. Um, and then the airport is only maybe it's a depending on traffic, but it might be a 10-minute drive from the university campus to the international airport. It's a very modern city. It's a very vibrant, innovative, student-friendly city. And the campus, the university campus, I think it's the largest campus in New Zealand, but it's located um, in a residential area, are surrounded by a residential area. So that means that the students, if they're not living on campus, then they get to live very close to the university. And so most students will walk or maybe ride a bicycle or a scooter to their classes. They don't have to sit in traffic. They don't have to commute long distances. Um, they can wake up, crawl out of bed, be in class within minutes, and then when they're done with their studies, they have a lot of free time, a lot of time to relax and to recharge and to enjoy themselves. Jamie talked about the computing and ICT hub in the city. A lot of jobs, a lot of opportunities for students to get work experience. And as I've said before, a lot of opportunities to enjoy themselves. That's a picture um, from the local. We call them the Port Hills from the local sort of mountains that we live in, looking down at the Pacific Ocean. That coastline is about a 15-minute drive from the university campus. And then, as I said, it's about an hour's drive in the other direction to to get to the mountains. So UCIC is a pathway college. We take students from high school, uh, and we pathway or progress them into university study. Students who are yet to finish high school, who have the final year of high school left to complete, can come to UCIC and complete a foundation studies program. So that's the equivalent of the final year of high school. The attractiveness of a foundation program with UCIC is that we know that our students are intending to progress to the university, and so we can start to prepare them for that transition. The students within the foundation studies program can specialize or focus on business studies or on science or even on some of the engineering subjects that they may be progressing into at the university or arts too. We have a lot of foundation studies students who are studying in some of the arts and social science areas. So those foundation study students will complete the final year, the equivalent of the final year of high school. And entry into that program, therefore, is the final year minus one of high school. In New Zealand, there are 13 years of high school, so that's year 12. In many countries, there's 12 years of high school, so you would finish year 11 and then come to us. From the Foundation Studies program, students progress straight into the university degrees, starting at the beginning year one of a bachelor's program. And our Foundation Studies program leads students into any of the degrees offered by the University of Canterbury. The other option that we have is currently called a UTP, or a University Transfer Program. For the next intake by June, it'll be renamed as a Diploma of University Studies, but essentially what that is it's the equivalent of the first year of degree study. So it's a university undergraduate degree study level. And the advantage of a UTP or a diploma instead of that first year is that students are, as I've said, are supported by UCIC to help make that adjustment to university. So it's a bit of a stepping stone. Because we support our students so well, we're able to admit them with a slightly lower standard of English language and a slightly lower standard of academic achievement in their prior studies, students' prior studies. We're essentially a step lower than direct entry into the university. Again, the reason we're able to do that is that level of support that we provide students. From the UTP or the diploma, students will enter the second year of degree study. So they end up starting with us instead of the university, but when they're finished with us, they're exactly in parallel at the same stage as the students who have started directly with the university. Okay. It's a picture of downtown Christchurch. These are some restaurants um, and shops down in the CBD. Some pictures here. This is the Teachers College, the College of Education. There's a lovely little cafe in there that we visit from UCIC. We just live, UCIC students, just 2-minute walk that way on the campus. And this is the new science and engineering block. So the Foundation Studies program, go through here very quickly. We have 3 intakes, February, June, and October. It's a 2-semester program. And when you're finished, you can progress into any of the bachelor's degrees at the university. Um, for the diploma or UTP, we specialize in commerce. So students will do essentially the first year of the BCom and then progress into any of the majors in the Bachelor of Commerce program at the university. And as Jamie said, most students, all students probably, will do a double major. They will pick two of these specializations, economics and finance, or marketing and management, whatever their interests are. Same 3 intakes, February, June, and October. It's a 3-trimester, a 3-semester, 12-month program that you progress into the university. The October intake, of course, is an attractive intake for students from the Northern Hemisphere system who finish high school in June and then have an opportunity to secure the visa that they require to study in New Zealand, perhaps brush up on some English language testing before they start with us. Engineering, As Jamie said, the University of Canterbury is a very highly ranked, world-renowned engineering school. Our diploma UTP pathway leads to any of the majors in the engineering faculty. Here you specialize in only one of the areas of expertise, professional, so-called professional years. And then science. We focus at UCIC on the what I call computational sciences, the maths, the computer science, the statistics, financial engineering. Our students can progress into data science as well. The Bachelor of Data Science is a very popular program. We at the moment don't focus on the so-called desk sciences, the laboratory intensive sciences, although we have in the past taught those in those areas, and we will again in the future at some stage. Um, Again, 3 intakes, 12 months. You progress into the Bachelor of Science or the Bachelor of Data Science and can complete the final 2 years of those programs before you graduate. And then the last one, and Jamie talked a little bit about the master's programs offered by the university. We offer a pre-master's, a pathway program for students who want to enter the master's programs, some of the master's programs at the university. And again, for students who have missed out sort of one step below direct entry into these master's programs. For English language, for the pre-masters, it's IELTS 6.0 to enter, whereas direct entry into the master's levels at the UC is 6.5. So one step lower. Uh, Tuition fees for 2025. Um, our tuition fees are about 5% lower than the equivalent program at the university. Uh, as a pathway college, we get to use all of the labs and the libraries and the facilities that the university pays for, so we can charge a little bit less for our students. And we offer a $4,000 scholarship to all students who enroll at UCIC. And so it's, the foundation, that final year high school program works out to be about 22,000 New Zealand dollars. Commerce, science, and then engineering is the most expensive. I've talked a little bit about the entry requirements. English language for our undergraduate programs, the foundation and the UTP diploma, IELTS 5.5, no band below 5. The pre-masters, IELTS 6.0, no band below 5.5. Some students are exempt if they've studied in English language or the IB or Cambridge. And then there's a whole list of other sort of tests that students can use to demonstrate their capability. The other option for students who need to develop their English language capabilities is to come to Christchurch and to study at our sister school, CCEL, the English language school that we run. And there the English language training is targeted and specific for students who are going to progress into further study. So it's rather than just a general English training, it's tailored towards people who are going to go on and study. I think these are the academic entry requirements for Malaysia. I was looking on my website. All of the entry requirements are on our website. We don't have any entry requirements for students from Laos. I don't know quite why. We'll have to rectify that. But we have other countries there. So if you have any questions specifically about students that you have that want to come to study, send us an email, either me directly or to my admissions team, and we will answer your questions as quickly as possible. That's all I've got for you at the moment. A little bit of time left for questions.
Yeah, I think I'm going to answer the first question, and the other two question, Ian, you may want to answer that. So for the first question, is there any limitation for the IG grade and subject? So actually for IG here, if you mean IGCSA, so for A level, they will need to take three A levels. So let me share my screen. So for student, they will need to take three A level, and then if they want to specific for any subject for the major, so the answer right now is no. For example, if you want to take engineering, if you want to take Bachelor of Engineering with honor, it's a 4-year degree, and normally the first year student will don't need to choose the major. Yeah, so for the first year, international student will study general study like advanced mathematics, physical, and chemistry, and then general study about engineering. And then when they pass the first year, they were eligible to enter for the second year where they can choose the major either civil engineering or chemical engineering or electrical engineering. But for international students, when the English is the second language, I always recommend international students that you should have the basic example, like you want to study Bachelor of Engineering, you should have the basic knowledge about math, about physics, and about chemistry. So it's good. It will take you to have a better understanding when you study first year in for Bachelor Engineering, and then in case you do not pass in the first year, so all the credit in the first year will be transferred to Bachelor of Science or Bachelor of Product Design. And then next, please explain about accommodation and bachelor education. So first for the accommodation, uh, your student only can apply for accommodation when you have full offer letter, and normally you have to wait until our accommodation team come back to you and confirm about the available slot. So if you have any inquiry about accommodation, you can you can email our accommodation directly. I will put the email into the slide, and then later. Yes, education will send the slide back to you. And for Bachelor of Education, so actually, we do not offer Bachelor of Education, but we offer Bachelor of Teaching and Learning, that very professional career focus. So for Bachelor of Teaching and Learning, you will need the IELTS 7.0 in 4 skill, and your student have to choose whether they want to teach in early childhood or primary. So actually, we have three endorsement: early childhood, primary, and Maori language. But normally I saw that international students, they only choose either early childhood or primary. So this is two major. And then after that, you will have around like 120 days for professional practice. So and you after that after 3 years study, you have a few months to get internship at the early childhood center or primary school in Christchurch. Yeah, I hope I can have answered your question. And then I think that the next question about the location of University Canterbury and UCIC. What do you think, Ian?
Yeah, I might just add a little bit accommodation. So Jamie's talked about um, the halls of residence. So the university campus has a number of halls of residence that, as she said, primarily first year students um, live it. They transition first into the halls, and then after they finish their first year, they found friends. They've gotten used to the city, and here what usually happens then is that the students will move into apartments or houses. They'll rent houses close to the campus, and they'll what we call flat. they'll get into a house with 4, 6 other students and live together for the next couple of years. So that's typically what happens. Um, the other thing that students, often international students, will do is they'll instead of moving into the halls of residence, they'll move into a homestay. They'll move in with a New Zealand family, a local family, and they will be looked after by that family. They will be fed by that family. It's as if they become a son or a daughter of that host family. And that's a really good way for international students to transition into New Zealand and to be supported and to be welcomed into the country. Um, Again, because of the location of the campus, there are lots of homestay families and very close to the campus that students can live with. The University of Campus is in Christchurch. It's a 10-minute walk. It's probably a 15-minute walk. I don't know. I usually drive everywhere I go. It's maybe a 15-minute walk into the absolute downtown center, the CBD, the Central Business District. But Christchurch it's a population of about 400,000 people. But it's quite an easy city to get around. It's a very good city for biking and walking around. So it's a beautiful campus. It really is a beautiful campus. And UCIC is located on the UC campus. We use the same classrooms that the university students use, and we're on the campus itself. So that's that question. If you Google Map Christchurch, the university campus will pop up, and you can see kind of where we're located, near a very large park, quite close to the airport, easy to get around. If a student finishes a foundation program, most of the students will progress directly to the university degree. They will not complete a UTP or a diploma with us. They'll progress directly to the university degree program. They can study with us if they like. If their achievement, their GPA in the foundation studies program isn't quite high enough, then they can stay with us. Some students feel that they still need the sort of support that we provide. They get comfortable studying with us and with our teachers, and they want to stay. But for the most part, the vast majority of students will progress directly to the university first year study. Foundation study students who want to study something other than business, science, computational sciences, or engineering have to progress to the university. So if they want to do arts, if they want to do social science, if they want to do environmental science or geology or whatever, they have to progress to the university. Most of our students, once they progress to the university, seem to come back to say hi to us at least once a week. Some of them every day. It seems they're back to say hi to their friends, and so it's a good sign that we look after our students well. Are there any other questions, do you think, or?
Yeah, we are open to have more questions while we are still in the session. I guess we have 2 minutes left, or how many minutes we do
Yeah, we
have?
can give it 2 more minutes. I think we got time for one more question.
Yeah.
Yep. Any more questions, guys?
But if you don't have question now, don't worry, you can have any question directly to Yes Education in South Asia, Vietnam, Malaysia, Laos, Cambodia, and then they will transfer all the questions to us. Make sure that we will have prompt response to all of our partners.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, I think if there's no more questions, I think we can conclude the session. Well, thank you so much, Jamie. Thank you so much, Ian. This is actually quite a very insightful session.
And thank you, everyone. And I hope that we can having more connection in the future, and hope New Zealand will be have a big role in South Asia in 2025, 2026. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Lovely.
Bye.
Bye bye.